another question that I get from people is they don't have a travel partner, a travel companion to travel around with, and they don't know anyone in the destination they were thinking of going to. How have you found traveling alone, and is there anything that you should look out for, and is there any tips you would give to someone who is afraid of traveling alone?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous, and I think it's completely normal to be anxious about traveling alone, especially for the very first time. However, what I'd say is that you can't be scared of traveling alone if you've never traveled alone, because if you travel alone, you're suddenly not scared of it because you realize something to be scared of. So they're very irrational fears. There's nothing wrong with that. We all get them. But you just got to remember you've got nothing to challenge those fears and the anxiety because you've never done it. So you can't pull from any kind of similar experience of why you're so scared. And I found traveling alone was instantly, the anxiety just went the moment I arrived at my destination. And it was all just hyped up in my mind. You realize when you get out there, it's not as big and scary as people think it is going to be at all. And I just say, if that is, you're on the pivotal moments, you've got no friends that want to go with you, then just do it. Just go. You just got to book something, because that's the best moment when you book something. It's scary and exciting, but you won't back out of it once it's booked. Even if you just book a night in a hostel, if you don't have the money for your flight yet, but you know the date you want to go. Book one night in a hostel and I guarantee you'll feel amazing and excited. And people, as soon as you book it, it's a psychology, you won't back out of it.
Yeah.
And once you go, you can thank people like Perlin and I for
Thank you.
knowing what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's definitely great advice. I actually did a video recently where I was saying the power of setting a real deadline, like booking a plane ticket, because lots of people, they're like, oh, I'm going to travel. I'm definitely going to travel in the future. I'm just not quite ready yet. Haven't prepared enough, and that can drag on for months or years. But if you have something booked, then every day you know that there's one less day to prepare. So your priorities get sorted very quickly.
Yes, definitely.
When that happens. And I've also found that traveling alone for me has been some of my favorite travel, because you don't stay alone when you're traveling around, especially if you're staying in hostels or you're doing any group activities like walking tours or different activities in the city. You'll meet people all the time, and when you're traveling, everyone is out there to meet people and to have fun. So it's a lot easier than if you're just in your hometown in your own little bubble, and you might think it's hard to meet people that you have no connection to. But when you're on the road, like, it just always happens, and you're meeting new people and they're like, hey, how's it going? Come and join. Where you from? Where have you been? Tomorrow we're going to see some Mayan ruins, or we're going out to a pub tonight. Come with us. And you find yourself just easily swept off in an adventure.
Absolutely. Hostels are where I found my lifelong friends.
Yeah.
That's where you make the majority of your friends, in hostels and going on day tours and things like that. And I actually find a lot of the time I can't get alone time in hostels. So everyone's so scared that they're going to be alone all the time, and actually it can be quite opposite, where you're constantly around so many people. And then once you've been on the road for quite a while, that does get a tad overwhelming.
Yep.
It's really hard to find alone time. So seriously, if you are scared you're not going to make friends, that you just don't. You'll
Least
be
of your
fine.
worries.
Yeah, it really is.